Monday had all the makings for a major severe weather outbreak, and the Storm Prediction Center, well, they issued a rare PDS watch, tornado watch that is, across 6 states. But Mother Nature had different plans. While storms certainly did develop, the intense tornado threat never fully materialized. So what happened? Well, the Storm Prediction Center Deputy Director Bill Bunting joins us now. Bill, thanks for being here. First and foremost, just hats off to your team over this marathon stretch that has been severe weather for the last 5-6 days.
Good to be with you, Jane. It has been an amazing week. Just looking back at the numbers, over 1,500 warnings issued by local NWS offices, 47 watches for tornadoes and severe thunderstorms here from the Storm Prediction Center. So a very busy week. I think everyone is looking forward to a few quieter days after this recent spell of severe weather.
It certainly does look like that's in the cards for us, with a bit of a pattern change coming to open up the month of May. But, you know, Bill, we pride ourselves, right, on getting the forecast as close to right as possible. But sometimes Mother Nature throws this curveball. And when it came to Monday, let's talk about how that severe weather threat evolved, because it seems as though modeling kind of oversold maybe the intensity in that tornado threat. What went into your decision to issue that PDS tornado watch?
Sure. Well, let me just first say that our forecasters had begun to monitor the severe weather threat really 6 days into the future. We could see in a large scale sense conditions were beginning to come together. And so we began to highlight that in our extended range outlooks. As we got closer, the potential for a higher end severe weather day was really apparent. And we looked for conditions such as wind shear throughout the atmosphere, especially the wind shear down in the lowest few thousand feet above the surface. Combining that with the instability that was in place, it really had the potential that we've seen with some other strong and violent tornado days. So it was based on that setup in the area that we highlighted there in southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, western parts of Kentucky, that any storm that formed or moved into those areas, and we did in fact have supercell thunderstorms moving into that area from south central, southeast Missouri, we thought the potential was there for a high-end tornado event. As it turns out, there was a layer of warm air aloft. We refer to it as a cap, and it was about 2 degrees Celsius stronger than the models had indicated. And that was sufficient, as it turned out, to weaken those storms as it moved into that very dangerous environment.
You know, I think it's interesting because it was something that over the weekend, as I was here tracking severe storms again Saturday and Sunday, you know, that the conversation of the cap, and I think sometimes I find in those higher resolution models, they don't always really sell what the actual atmosphere is doing, you know, maybe underselling the cap just a little bit. So how do you and your team kind of evaluate and weigh those model outputs when you may not have even all the observation data you may want or need, and you're going on this multi-day event that complicates the evolution?
Yeah, it's a really good question. The cap is a double-edged sword. It can both prevent thunderstorms and it can suppress enough thunderstorms such that only 1 or 2 become well-established and intense. In some of the bigger tornado events that we've seen, it's often only 1 or 2 long-lived supercell thunderstorms that produce most of the impacts. And so our original expectation was that a few storms would survive and move into that very dangerous environment. As it turned out, the cap was about 2 degrees stronger, as I mentioned, and that was enough to weaken those storms as they moved into that really high danger area. So in the end, the decision is based on public safety. We make our best judgment, knowing that given the environment that's in place, we felt the risk was worth a tornado watch that was used the enhanced wording. It doesn't happen very often that storms are less intense in that area, but it does. And I'm actually thankful, given the potential that was in place that day, that the storms didn't realize their full potential. But as it turned out, we're looking at close to 600 reports that day for large hail damaging winds and tornadoes across the central U.S. So it was a very impactful day, just not in the way that we had suspected it might turn out.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, thankfully, not meeting that intensity threshold in real time, right? I mean, no one wants a severe weather day to materialize when you're issuing, particularly dangerous situation watch, and the opportunity is there to see quite an intense or even destructive situation. So it's a blessing in that sense. But Bill, just an incredible stretch of severe weather that we have had over the course of the last few days. I know you and your team, again, you kind of laying down the stats of what you guys have done. So, just hats off to you guys. And I know it's a difficult job, the communication piece of it. It's why we work together as a team. So I appreciate you always and for coming on and talking with me about it.
Thank you, Jane, and thanks for being part of that team to keep everyone safe.
Absolutely. That's Storm Prediction Center Deputy Director Bill Bunting. Thanks for joining us again today.